So I got a text message from my son Landon's teacher, and the text message said, "I'm very disappointed in something that Landon drew on a sympathy card."
Hey there, I'm Maya Shankar, and I'm a scientist who studies human behavior. Many of us have experienced a moment in our lives that changes everything, a moment that instantly divides our life into a before and an after. On my podcast, A Slight Change of Plans, I talk to people about how they've navigated exactly these moments. Because as we all know, the only constant is change. So let's make the most of it. Listen to A Slight Change of Plans on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Welcome to the Paula Faris Show. I am your host, Paula Faris, and in January, I am just sharing some things with you that I'm learning as a wife, as a mom, as a friend, as a daughter. We're really going to dig into season 2 and talk about the things you're talking about, whether that be parenting, work-life balance, or navigating relationships. That's going to begin in February. But January, just wanted to give you some encouraging words, quick downloadables, as you start the new year. And today I want to share with you what I am learning as a mother. So back to this text message, I knew exactly what Landon had drawn. He's the youngest of 3 kids. He sees just about everything. He drew a penis on a sympathy card for a teacher that had lost a family member. Picked him up from school, had a conversation with him eye to eye. I said, "Why did you do it?" He said, "Well, my friends dared me to." Little boys for you, everybody. He's in 4th grade now. So the thing that I'm learning as a mother and as a parent is to allow my children to fail, to give them grace when they do, and to be quick to say, "I forgive you," and let them also feel those consequences. So Landon, there were consequences for him. He knew what those consequences were going to be. We were very clear about the punishment for drawing that on a sympathy card. And part of me chuckled, by the way, call me a bad mom, but part of me did chuckle when I found out what it was. But I'll give you an example of our other child, JJ. This was a couple of years ago, and we really wanted him to feel the consequences of something that he did. And I think it's so important that we have to let our kids fail. We have to be quick to forgive, but we have to let our kids fail. I think we're cutting them off at the knees when we don't give them that opportunity to learn from the failure and to grow from that and to be resilient. So this particular situation, JJ had left his retainer on his tray at lunch. Shout out to all the parents who are paying for orthodontics. And JJ had braces and a retainer, and he threw it away. And he said, "That's okay, Mom. We could just get a new one." I said, "Wait, we can just get a new one?" "No, you can buy a new one. How much money do you have in your bank account? Because it's going to cost about $150. So I said, "You have 2 options in this situation." And I said, "You can either pay for it out of your own money, or you can go back to the school, call the janitor, and dig through the trash and try to find it." And he chose option number 2. We went back to the school. He dug through all that trash. Not me. He did. And he found his retainer. And it gave him a sense of pride, too, to be able to, accomplish something, but to feel the weight of that. I allowed him to fail. He felt those consequences. It's something that I really struggle with because, especially as moms, we just want to do everything for our kids, right? We want to be needed. I know I desperately want to feel needed, but I have to continue to tell myself, I've got to let them fail. I've got to let them fail. And I've got to give them grace and forgive them and also feel the weight of those consequences. That's how they're going to grow. So that's what I'm learning as a mom. I do not have it all together. Some days I feel like a really bad mom, but going back to last time we spoke, giving myself grace, giving my kids lots of grace, and just realizing that it's a journey. So next time we talk, I want to talk about what I'm learning as a friend and a wife and the best advice that I ever received about how to navigate relationships and the one question that can change everything for us. And all has to do with a mom fail on my part. I got into a huge fight with my daughter and I used some, let's say, choice words. It was a moment I was not proud of. But what I learned from it, what I learned about my daughter, and what I learned about navigating relationships. That's next time we talk about it. Oh, one more thing. Is this still on? Yeah, it is. If you're watching on YouTube right now, hit that subscription button, or wherever you're listening, make sure you subscribe so that you don't miss a beat. And invite your friends. Let's spread the word and let's talk about it.